If you hate weeds in your lawn as much as I do, then you found the right video. Coming up, I talk about all the products and techniques that I like for getting rid of weeds in my lawn, talk about how to apply them, the pros and cons of each, and I tell you the best way to go about getting the weeds out of your lawn in a way that doesn't damage the thing that we really love, our grass, right? Let's get started. Hey YouTube, Ron here with Project Golf Course Lawn, Season 5. So how do we kill weeds in our lawn while not ruining our beautiful turf grass in the process? That's the magic question, right? The holy grail of lawn care is a weed-free lawn that's beautiful to look at. The answer is actually pretty simple, believe it or not. The absolute best way to control weeds in your lawn with minimal effort is to grow a really healthy lawn. So grow very healthy turf grass, cut it at the correct height, and that naturally is going to go a long way towards allowing your grass to outcompete weeds for the nutrients and the resources they need to be able to establish themselves in the lawn. But now what if you're not there yet? What if you're in a situation where you're just getting started in your lawn care program and you need to get ahead of weeds in order to kind of get to that point where your turf is healthy enough to be able to outcompete the weeds for resources? Well, that's where some of these products can really come into play. There are really two major categories when it comes to herbicides that control weeds in your lawn. You've got liquid products and then you've got granulars. Now, kind of like when it comes to fertilizers, the benefits of the liquid herbicides is that they're going to work a lot faster. Typically, a lot of these herbicides, you put them down on your lawn and within 2 to 3 days, you're going to start seeing results. When you're using more of a granular product, like the Spectra Side I have here, that is going to take a little bit longer, typically 7 to 10 days, or up to a period of 2 weeks until the weeds that were treated with this are dead. So you're kind of giving up speed for a product that's a little bit more safe. So let's talk through each one of these. First, let's start with Roundup. Now, Roundup is not something that I would ever recommend that you apply on weeds that's within your turf grass at all, ever. Never do that. Reason being is this stuff is literally like dropping an atomic bomb on whatever plant you put it on. It's super effective, but it's not super effective only against weeds. This stuff will kill the weeds, and it's also going to kill the underlying grass around the weeds. I had a friend that applied this to use this Roundup to spot treat weeds in his lawn, and it took care of the weeds, but literally for an entire season he had like brown spots in his lawn where you could see where he sprayed this stuff. So really, Roundup, I would limit its use to only ornamental areas, so like beds where you don't have plants or sidewalks or places where you're trying to kill weeds and you don't have any other plant life around that you truly care about. That's a case where Roundup makes sense, but I would never apply this product to any weeds in my lawn. It's just simply too harsh. Next up is a product that I'm actually a pretty big fan of. Is called Image. So Image is a product that I use in my lawn typically only once per season to treat nutsedge. So if you don't know much about nutsedge, check out my video here in this card where I talk about using Image to get rid of nutsedge in my lawn and the pros and cons of it. I guess at a really high level, nutsedge is a type of weed that loves wet areas. So any parts of your lawn where water settles or water passes through all the time, that's a prime area for where nutsedge is going to want to grow. So this product, again, I use as a spot treatment, works very well for killing nutsedge. The downside is, kind of like with many other products of this type, is that it tends to discolor the grass slightly. So even though you put this down at the recommended rate, you're still going to suffer a little bit as far as discoloration in your turf if you use this product. So again, kind of getting moving up the harshness chain. We went with something that was very, very harsh, something a little less harsh but very effective, and the downside is your grass color will suffer a little bit for it. Next up is a product that I really like, I'm a really big fan of, and that's this guy. It's Spectra Side. So what this is a granular product, whereas these other two were liquid. It's a granular product, and what this is both a weed killer and it has a pre-emergent built into it. So what does that mean? What that means is that when you apply this to your lawn, if you blanket the entire lawn with this, it's going to kill weeds that are in your lawn, but it's also going to absorb into the grass and prevent new weeds from forming. So what that does is it kind of helps us reach our main goal, right? Which is to grow that healthy lawn and allow the lawn to outcompete outcompete the weeds. So this is going to allow you to get ahead of weeds, growing in your lawn and just having to always be chasing them. Whereas as far as ease of application, Roundup is obviously super easy in that it's all self-contained. There's a pump associated with the bottle, so it's really easy to spot spray your sidewalk or ornamental areas with that. Image is going to require you to attach it to a garden hose. Again, this is not something that I would even recommend you blanket your entire lawn with. I would only use this to spot treat areas where you're dealing with nutsedge. Just use this very, very sparingly because it is going to discolor your lawn in the areas where you treat it. And then finally, Spectra Side. So with this product, you are going to need a broadcast spreader. So again, it's a little bit more involved than these options, but in my opinion, it's the best option for eliminating weeds in your lawn while also doing the least amount of damage to your underlying turf grass. Now, the thing with Spectra Side, to get the best results out of this, it does require a little bit of planning. For best results, you want to apply this stuff to the lawn when the grass is wet, but also whenever you're not going to get rain after you apply it. So ideally, if you have a forecast where, for 24 hours or so, there's not going to be any rain, you'd want to get up in the morning early when the lawn there's dew on the grass and apply this product. And then just don't water the grass, obviously. Don't water this in and allow it to dry on the turf. That's going to give you the best results for this. So that's the only real thing you have to worry about when it comes to using Spectra Side. When you look at the reviews of this product, you often hear people say, oh, it didn't work or it didn't work well. And a lot of those cases is when people apply the product incorrectly. If you apply this to dry grass, it's just not going to work as well because it needs to stick to the leaf in order to begin that process of killing them off. And then the herbicide, the pre-emergent component of it just will work as part of that. So it's again, you get up to 5 months of protection out of this, and this is the one product I've used on my lawn that hasn't done damage to the turf grass. So as far as options, I really like this. Now, as far as where to get these products, you can find all of these at Home Depot. They're all pretty reasonably priced. Spectra Side, you can also get this on Amazon as well, but I think the price on Home Depot is better. I mean, you can get this for a little over $10 a bag. One bag treats 3,000 square feet. And again, outside of having to have a broadcast spreader, it's super easy to apply. All the rest of these, again, you can also find them at Home Depot or on Amazon. And for those of you guys that are just Amazon people, I'll put a link in the description, link down below for all these products in case you want to pick them up. As far as applying this, it's super easy. With my earthway spreader, the setting you're going to want to use is 11. That's going to get you to put this down at rate. And then on the back of the bag right here, this little yellow box here that has the settings for all of your most common spreaders. So it's a very easy product to apply. If you have a Scott spreader or an earthway spreader, the calibration information is going to be on the back of the bag. When it comes to using these products, one thing that's really important is apply them at the recommended rate or less. Like again, kind of like when it comes to like synthetic fertilizers, when you're putting herbicides on your lawn, more is not better. Remember, the idea is we want to kill the weeds, we want to stunt their growth so we can get ahead with our turf grass so that we can naturally outcompete them. So we can naturally have that natural weed control. We don't want to have to rely on this stuff for a healthy lawn. So use the recommended rate. It works perfectly at the recommended rate. Do not go heavier than what the bag specifies. So guys, I hope you found this useful. If you guys are using any other products to control weeds in your lawn, I'd like you guys to put them in the comments below. I mean, these are the products that I've used for different parts of my lawn, like sidewalks, nutsedge treatment, and then also as blanket, weed control and as a pre-emergent, and I've had really good success with them. But if there are other products that you guys have used, you've had success with, definitely drop me a comment. Let me know, what the product is and why you like it, and the kind of results you got with it. It's a collaborative effort. So while these products work really well for me, if you guys have something that's even better, I'd like to hear about it, and perhaps I can update the description and let people that watch this content know that there are other options in addition to these. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're not yet a subscriber, subscriber, please consider subscribing. I really enjoy making this content and to share my love and passion for all things lawn care with the world. So by you subscribing, you're helping to support the channel, and it allows me to make more of this content. So I really appreciate you guys that have already done so, and I hope that that this content will convince you guys that have not yet subscribed to consider doing that. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. I will see you guys next time.